Hey, this is TC for episode 31 of This Might Not Work Out podcast. And I was going to close after doing the last three for a minute, but I wanted to really capitalize on something that I was just feeling recently about thinking about life and death and how we're remembered and leaving your mark on the world and those kind of things. And just a quick little background of me. My mom passed away in 2000, but she was a phenomenal woman. And in my home state, literally, there are two universities. One has a scholarship in her name, one has a radio studio that's named after her. My home church has an audio visual area and room that's named after her. There are multiple things named after her. Harvard Medical School also has an award for faculty and staff that literally is named after her. So she, not only is she like amazing because she was my mom, but she definitely left her legacy. And so when I think about that, there's other folks over the course of the years that I've known that have died. One woman lived to be 100, another gentleman lived to be almost 70. And it killed me that literally at their funerals, their obituaries were like barely populated with things that they'd done in their lives. Like I remember the woman who died when she was 100. I felt so bad that literally in her obituary, there were three or four addresses of the places she had lived over her life. And you could tell like the way that the spacing in the font was, is it was just to take up space of the page. And I'm thinking like, are you kidding me? Who can live for 100 years in this grand old USA? And friends and family, granted, most of the people are probably gone, but those who are left can't write a page, not just one page. I mean, it has to be like maybe a paragraph split up amongst addresses to tell about your life. That just was so sad to me. And that struck me because that's definitely not the legacy and the life that I want to live. And I think about that, that our time on this earth is short. And I believe that we're here for God's will and his purpose, but we want that to have a lasting impact on those who come after us. And it's so important because there's so many people that have come before us that have paved ways and done things to allow us to be who we are. So we need to do the same, and move that forward. And it's the same, of the gentleman who passed away. Everyone kept talking about how great he was in high school. And I kept wondering, like, this man was almost 70 years old. Are we still reveling in his high school? Clearly, he's done more things within his life than just high school. And so that kind of stuff, like, weirds me out. So recently, I'm not quite finished with it yet, but I've been reading Becoming by Michelle Obama. And I loved the fact that she forever and eternity cemented the life of her friend Suzanne, who only lived to be 26. She died when she was 26. Her mother died like literally within the same week, a few days prior to her, which is crazy. But the fact that she lived a 26-year-old life and traveled and did all these other things for her and for her happiness and her sanity, and she did those things with her mom, but she made such an impact on her friend that would later to go on to be the most beloved first lady that we have in this country and write this world-renowned book that's so amazing. And so she'll forever be hallowed or known about or told about for millions through this book. And it just resonated with me that that's the kind of life I think we all should live, that in some way we should make our mark on the world, and not just on the 4 or 5 people in our family, in our nuclear family, or not just, our coworkers maybe, but like a larger impact on a larger scale. And I think by being an educator, definitely, like, I feel that. I know that I have generations of children that are now in the workforce and in working and doing different things that are out and about, and I'm so proud of them. But not only have I influenced their lives, but the lives of their families. So that's like, hundreds upon hundreds, which is great. But it's not just to influence other people's lives, but just really think about that. How are you living? And are you living in such a way that it edifies others and will make a lasting, purposeful mark on the world? Or is it just, all about you and yours and I got mine and now I'm gone and it's over? It's just something to think about because I want to make sure that I'm honoring the Lord, especially when with my life, but also that it's a blessing to others. Because if it's not, what's the point?